when their guy plays some games. Alright, hi everybody, Weather Guy here. We are back with more great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It is time for Summation Examination. We'll see how this goes. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketeen. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it in there, I should think there will be repercussions by now. Guy has no clue, dead to the world. Mind made up? Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow? Stop. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. Great, fantastic. Terrible news for us. The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And, in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the ballet trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras are supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to the situation that we've yet to see. Agreed. I think I want to look at the court record of this new image and stuff more closely as well. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Alright, let's look at this stuff real quick that we just got recently. Wow, we've almost got a full loop of items, look. 2 more spots left. Magnifying glass. I'm curious if somehow there's someone standing behind him as well. I'm curious about that possibility. Anything else interesting to see here? Doesn't seem like it. Picture does not turn around or anything. Okay. Okay. I wonder if she was the one that somehow fired and hit the calendar and the brothers were the ones that killed Windibank. I wonder if there's a world where that's a possibility. We'll see. Oh yeah. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Alright, time. First thing we gotta do is start pressing.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garrett, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn-up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garrett house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out, and I couldn't get the bally soul to take up the tenancies. Oh. I actually didn't help him out. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Clapped up? What does that mean? Yes. Can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. But not for us. That's for dashed certain. I suppose not. Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Oh no, is he looking to change wives and get a new maid? Who knows?
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see. Again. The maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpursers, and crossmen. The scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. Oh, gosh. Man. That's not good. A maid that hates poor people. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes? That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rance magazine in between my duties. He does wonders, cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Okay. Mr. Sholmes? A maid? Man, this is funny actually. This reminds me of a story from recent times. During the holiday break, went to see the in-laws, and not really relevant, but I was playing with my kiddo, and we were playing a game where she was a queen, and I was a butler, and I had to do whatever she said, basically, within, reason, but it was a lot of like, get me a drink, get me a towel, get me a pillow, that sort of stuff, And it was all good fun, and I was being over extra about it, pretending to be a butler and stuff. But, there was a point where she said, like, if you do a really good job, Daddy, I'll promote you from butler to maid. I was like, okay, thank you very much. I don't know, it's just really funny to me, the idea of being promoted by my child, and the promotion from a butler to a maid, when in actuality it's more of the reverse sort of thing. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. Minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. She really does not like poor people. Well, just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. What's she gonna say now? Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. Great! Press him on the photograph. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? No, don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection.
But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Oh, I have left it in there. I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Hold it!
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? Keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. So, sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So what is it that you think you've left behind? Well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Not, did he? Surely not. Oh, not a scalpel. That's terrible. Exactly. Surely not you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So there's you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. Interesting. Statement there, actually. Because this implies that something happened at the scene of the crime. Like, it's not, he isn't talking about that, but it gives you the thought that something could have happened at the scene of the crime between two photographs. And whoever the culprit is made sure to return things to how they were, right? Before the following photograph was taken. So it's become sort of a spot the difference thing. So with that being said, I feel like we're going to get another photograph at a later time. Possibly from the other angles as well inside of the pawnbrokery, which we should have gotten initially anyway, honestly. I'm sure you need to be more sure. Alright, let's press her. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You are well informed, young lady. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. Just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmissions to future stop. Message carried over airways to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Alright, try not to wear out your fingers. Error wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What other piffle? I can't understand that. I really can't. They're just silly toys. What did she say? That's driving this. Oh, stereoscope. He doesn't like that's being compared. He doesn't like that she's talking about inventions going out of style. And as a toy.
Excuse me.
Interesting. Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? Absolutely, I mean, really? A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know! Pardon? I think you'll find that my viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. By the way, I'm going to take this moment to have a quick aside. Because I got comments on the last video, or the video before last, and someone gave me the lovely knowledge that we will actually have to use this stereoscopic vision thing, and the advice given was to not actually cross your nose. It was to like look behind it almost, something like that. I'll have to reread it, but thank goodness we don't have to cross our nose. But it's good information knowing that we are going to have to actually need this, right? So I hope I'm ready. It might be coming up very soon. sort of possibilities. And thank you, by the way, to the person who commented. I really love receiving comments. It means the world to me. It's awesome. I try to always respond. Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through its stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before. What? Let me look at something, actually. Now that you mention that, let me look at something. Where's the scene of the crime thing? Does this still have? No, it does not. I was hoping this one would have the angles of the stereoscopes to see where the overlap was at. Hold on. If there was an overlap. I don't think there was, but there might have been. What? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure we have the tickets, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. We only have crime scene photograph. Or not the crime scene photograph, but the photograph of Gina. I'm gonna try to say absolutely. Let's try this.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any two suitable photographic prints? Of course I can! Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. That's the thing, is we don't have a second print. We're missing it, aren't we? Nothing here. We don't have any more prints. But you know what? Let me just do it again.
Take that!
Same photo again. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? See, that's the thing. Is I thought... I knew we needed 2 prints, but I was like, surely. If we go absolutely, we'll just get provided one by the prosecution. But that was foolish of me, I guess. Don't you know how a stereoscope works? You know... What? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? I know. Are we supposed to do the cats? You know, one for the left eye and one for the right. I just didn't think it would be the cats, because we already sort of did the cats. Why would we do it again? And it's not really relevant to the case as far as we know. Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. Ahaha! I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Well, let's get things back on track, shall we, Counsel? So true. Alright, let's talk to this fella.
Hold it!
He contradicts the maid. Because she wants them convicted, he does not. Please tell me you're not Villain Bolshevik. I love that his name is Villain. The Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary? I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. Just wanted to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day, I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower. Please. Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. This is very painful. People do not realize. So, I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulkin brothers? Maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Runo? Jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London Town, aren't they? Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? I wish I knew. Great. I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors. The trial will be over. But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone. Yeah, so we do need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. Must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Alright, so we're gonna pit her. What was this again and then? Alright, let's do this.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. My statement contradictory? Contradict. C-O-N... Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. Dude, Russian accents are one of my favorite things. I'm probably not even doing great, but I love it. I love the music here as well. So good. Juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from the revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Shum from the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear? Forgive me, I did not hear. So funny. He's the best. Here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not a native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? Dude, I love how contemplative he looks here as you're giving him these very obvious facts. He's really mulling it over. They said before, we never done nothing, but truth is they shot detective. This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough, I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault though, sir. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Yes, it is, Runo. Easily. Sorry? with the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah, if you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor. Tut tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination. Of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. Now we have to see if anything's missing. So this was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. We're gonna have to compare them. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understand situation. Now I know brothers have lied, I think it is very important to continue with trial. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yay, well done, Runo. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. Thank you, Castle. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Great. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. In Lake of Lies are many dead fish. We must find truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict. Great. Let's look at the court record. Let's examine these two photographs we now have. Let's look for differences. Starting from the bottom. Picture. Actually, we need to do the other picture first. Starting from bottom. Picture. Lamp. Thing under lamp. Notebook, notebook. Picture. Lamp broken. Lamp broken. That took no time. Actually, let's examine more. There might be more differences. Let's be thorough. Lamp broken. 2 notebooks. Did I double check the notebooks? Notebooks are there. Ink and quill. Book. Dog picture. Ink and quill, book, dog picture. Alright, now this one we have 2 papers, scales, little metal thing behind scales. 2 papers, scale, metal thing behind scales. Dolly, skull, looks like 3 books. Dolly, scale, looks like 3 books. Or skull rather, not scale. Now let's look at background. I'm curious to see if there's any box looking things. 2 things, clock thing. Okay. Curtain is the same. Clock over here. Box thing there. Clock over here, box thing there. These things down here are also here. So it looks like it's just this breaking. Okay. But nothing seems to be missing. Something else. I think this was closed when we came in, right? We don't have a photo of that though. I think we press him again. Well, it's the same location, though. It's not a different location. Alright, mind made up. Global radio transmission or verdict to follow. These also sort of disagree with each other, don't they?
Objection.
Let's see if this is anything. Oh no. Nope. That's okay. I'm not gonna read these. I'm just gonna accept my failure. Ugh. Ugh. Too bad, so sad. Yep. Oh, I wonder if we should press her after she changed her statement. Let's do that.
Hold it.
I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windibank. I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir. Sorry? Whether it was the thieves or the pickpurse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated, in my considered opinion. Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this maid's mind isn't going to be easy. Ryuno, it was one of those two brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it? Yes, without question. Well then, I'll never forgive them. Oh, Iris. Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow, do you think? Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first. Huh. I don't know. He also amended his statement, right? Let's press him again.
Hold it.
Can it really show up new clues, though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. I mean, I don't think this is gonna work. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any two suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I don't think this is gonna work, because I think it still has to be one that's overlaps at the same time.
Take that.
Alright, these two prints were both taken with the same camera in Windibank's on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. I don't... Yeah. I think this is gonna be wrong. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally anyway. Oh! Of course, now I see. I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. She looks crazy. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these two pictures from Hurley's camera, Bruno. Go on. I just realized I forgot to use the cross-eyed pictures for the frickin' thumbnail in an earlier video. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Of course there is. There are two people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. But we did already notice a difference. No other differences, as far as I can tell. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pins from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? Yes! Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter, they sort of jump out at you. Dude, the judge being cross-eyed. Man, Zeke's using a stereoscope. Hilarious. Yes, that's it, you see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out like that, hmm? I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems objects... Ah, yeah. I can see it now. The objects on the counter did shift at the top. Look on the left picture, and look at where the right edge of the counter intersects with the bottom book. It intersects almost right at the end of the white paper bookmark, like exactly, in the left image. Now if you turn your eyes over to the right image, you'll see that the counter intersects at about in the middle of that white part of the book. So all the things on the counter shifted, over there at least. Which means that they were knocked over or something and then replaced to make it look like nothing was missing. So something in that pile might have been stolen and replaced, or who knows. This shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does a shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fella? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What, me? I haven't the first idea. You know, Runo, it's quite simple. It is? Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. It's the... Well, how can we know which one?
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand. The Skulkin brothers. Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says dukes is meaning hands and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. Lucy Lockets meaning pockets. I love that sentence. But is this another lie? Is this what you were saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that. I forgot how to do his voice. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Winnebank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. But the accused is a pickpurse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pickpurse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Dude, he headbutted it. That was sick. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Let's go. What do we need? One more? Who's gonna budge? Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Stop. Boom, baby. We got more time. We bought more time. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion, with a balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue. Yay, well done! Oh, by the way, what? You should hold on to this, Ryuno. You never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. We're gonna have to look at the stereoscope, too. Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. Perfect. Great. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night at least. I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Let's go. We got to be continued. Let's go! Summation examination completed. We're going to be going into trial part 2 next time. Feeling great. Let's go. We still aren't sure exactly what happened at all, but we are progressing. And we are starting to sow doubts in the mind that Gina did this, which is great. But I'm really curious about the larger mysteries here, you know. About the government secrets, about what's up with Mr. McGilded, about what's on the disc, and all that sort of thing. So, I'm sure we'll be getting into that in the coming episodes. We'll see. But for now, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching. You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're special. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you take care of others. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.